Brivik and Andrew Jones. They've been together for 3 or 4 years now, and music is their passion. So I think they definitely want to play and get as many gigs as possible. Also, I know David knows more about this, but the band The Enthusiasts.
Yeah, the Enthusiasts are also a band from Ardsley. They're consisted of Joey Farber, Dylan Handelman, and Matt Giordano. The three of them are personal friends of mine, and they're pretty talented. I mean, they've been around for a long time. Joey Farber is one of the more talented musicians, I think, to come out of Ardsley. I know recently in the spring they played a show in Washington, D.C., I think at maybe GW University, and their kind of music, they're definitely a rock band, but bring out your kids to this. Don't worry, they won't curse. They're not dirty or anything. They're a good band, and I'm definitely a fan of theirs myself.
Maybe one of the ways of promoting this whole effort is to do like profiles of the bands that are competing. So let's say during the next week or so, you could do like a feature on all the bands that are performing and the students and their interests, and then we could send it out as a news release, because the more we do, the more.
Right. Well, once we get the Facebook page up, we'll definitely be putting up links and profiles, biographies about all the bands that we have so far.
That is that is great. Have you been working with the Gift of Life? People, the Rotary clubs.
Well, I've been in contact with one guy, Howard Penn, who is really passionate about this subject, and he showed me a video that they made that he really wants to just get as much funding as possible. And I think if you go over the history of the Gift of Life, started on the North Shore of Long Island with Rotarian clubs a few decades ago, and it's just a kind of a local thing that they bring these kids in from all over the world and kind of just give them a second chance at life.
Do you know of any other students that have around the country been involved in Gift of Life initiatives? Any of the,
I know they have some events in Long Island
with kids involved.
Yeah, I don't know that many details on it.
But this is great. Do you think you're going to, at some point, try meeting with some of the Rotary clubs also?
Yeah, I think because, the Rotary clubs, first of all, they have a good deal of influence in kind of getting this done and whatnot, but they're also really pushing these projects.
Well, we're also hoping to get a lot of volunteers from the Rotary clubs, and we're hoping that they can help us spread the word, and that we need volunteers for this as well.
Is it going to be difficult to involve the other local schools?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've had some difficulty trying to get in contact and spread the word and get get school clubs to come, because we've emailed some of the principals or we've emailed all the principals in the town of Greenburgh, and they're really busy. So we've tried to email some of the the assistant principals and the secretaries as well, hoping that we can get the word out somehow to the schools. Because everyone here is from Ardsley except for myself. I'm from Hastings. We can talk to our own individual schools and maybe spread it a little bit easier, but we don't know Dobbs as well, or Hartsdale or Irvington or any of the other towns. So it's hard to get the word out.
Is that the major obstacles you faced, and are there surprises that you've experienced since you started this internship, which is just a week?
Well, I mean, that is one of the major obstacles, but we've also gotten a lot of interest. I mean, before we even came in here, me and Zach were talking to this guy he's starting a sports show this weekend. It's his first weekend, and he gave us his card, and we told him a little bit of what we were doing. He's like, oh, well, send me the information, and I can post it on our website. We have a charity organization section, and I can mention it on the show, or either this weekend or next weekend, whenever you give me the information. So just talking to somebody for 5 minutes, that is helping us even that much more.
I think that whenever you're organizing an event like this, there are challenges. When we were talking about this yesterday, myself and the other interns, we have to book the bands and do all the logistics of it, such as food and getting sponsors and all that. But then there's also the advertising, the fundraising. But I think that when the day actually comes on June 11th, it's going to be pretty rewarding to see our vision and all our hard work embodied in the flesh and see it actually come to fruition.
And you're gaining a lot of good experience organizing something that's important, and the setbacks you have and the obstacles you'll learn, you'll learn from it.
And also, working with a team is obviously always a very good experience because it's something that we're going to all be doing probably for the rest of our lives.
Do you think it's, Andrew, when you started this, because you started a few weeks ago and you were working mainly on the races, and now you're working also as a team, is it a different experience, and is it
I think
more fun?
It's a better experience when you're working as a team, because I know I come in, they're in all day from 9 o'clock, and I come in usually in the middle of the day, and I'm like, well, what have you guys got done? What are we working on? It's kind of, it's different than, sitting down and working for 2 hours and kind of be like, keep yourself going. Well, I mean, I think everyone else motivates us a little differently. Also, when I was organizing the races, I had to organize kind of meetings and whatnot. So I think nothing gets done unless you bring other people into the picture, because you need approval or there's other logistics.
And it was sort of interesting because it's really been an evolving process. I just know, even with the Gift of Life, Lou Del Rosario, who's with Elmsford Raceway and a Rotarian, he called me up about a month ago or 2 months ago and said, I need a heart-lung machine. And, I thought he was sort of joking. He said, no, I need a heart-lung machine for the Philippines. So I wrote to all the hospitals, and they all said, get lost. We're not going to give you a heart-lung machine. We need it for ourselves. So then last year I was involved with the head of the insurance company from Blue Cross Blue Shield. They were in a dispute with White Plains Hospital and the regional hospitals, but he was always emailing me and getting back. So I wrote to him, and he actually located a machine at NYU, the Lagoon, Center. It's and now the machine actually has been transported to the Philippines, and it's there. So it's actually saving lives. And it was just by coincidence, when you started your internship, you were working mainly initially we were going to do just a walk or a run.
Well, now we got
from Central Avenue.
Hopefully 2 runs, and then you said, oh, well, these guys are coming in next week, and they're trying to do a battle of the bands. Why don't we tie it in? I think what's interesting is when I tried to contact Lou originally, I think he was actually in the Philippines doing some of this work.
It's really amazing. I've seen some of the kids because I've gone to some of their events, and it's really amazing. Some of the kids would have been dead, and you see them right after the transplant, and their lives have been changed for forever in a positive manner. So what you've done is really, really good. We only have a minute left, and could you just remind everybody where the Battle of the Bands is and the date?
Yeah, we're going to be doing this on Saturday, June 11th. It's at the East Hartsdale Farmers Market by the train station.
Yeah, East Hartsdale Avenue.
Yeah, and it's it's going to start around 10 a.m., 10 to 2, and we hope that everyone comes out. And if any of you are musicians or in a band and want to participate, you can contact us.
How do they do that?
You can email us at greenburgny1@gmail.com.
Great. Or you could just call my office at 993-1545 or my cell 438-1343. I'm Paul Feiner. Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you very much for all you're doing to save a life.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.